Good afternoon, and welcome to another soul session where we talk about all things life and love. Today is a very special day. We're going to get into this full buck moon in Aquarius and what it means for you according to your sign. But first, we're going to get into the collective message. But before we could get into the collective message, you know what we have to get into first? The pre message. The biggest thing I kept hearing as soon as I woke up: you can't break my soul. Last night, as I was thinking about what we are going to do to honor this full moon, and for those of you who got the invitation to the full moon ritual I did this morning, thank you for joining us. It was a lot, it was intense, and I know it will bring good results. But back to this full buck moon, there is something very important, especially if you are of African American descent or your people are native to the United States of America, especially the deep south of America. This is a historically hard time. The title of this video, for those of you on YouTube, you could already see it, is This Full Moon Changes Everything. You have gotten to a point where you have become unbreakable. They cannot break your soul. They cannot stop your destiny. For those of you who don't know about the buck moon, yes, it has its native origins, but this was the time of year, or one of the times of year, for buck breaking. If you don't know what that means, I won't get into it too much in detail because it is intense. I will tell you this is something that occurred during slavery, where slave masters, slave drivers, slave owners would, how can I make this social media safe? They would disrespect the males, emasculate the males in front of the whole plantation. So if anybody thought they would get out of line, they would know the same thing would happen to them. I can't say the word because it is a very sensitive word, but those of you who already know what buck breaking is, you're like, ah, yeah, I get it. This is a time where they would focus on breaking the souls of the males on the plantation so that everybody else will fall into line. Historically, this is why a lot of divine masculines, regardless of what your complexion is now, have this trauma of being broken that nobody in their bloodline has worked through yet. This is why a lot of masculines fail to be able to show up in love, especially if they are of African American descent, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, just as long as it's part of your bloodline. However, you're here, which means your ancestors were the ones that were unbreakable. It is your birthright regardless of where you are from in the world, because I'm pretty sure buck breaking didn't only occur here, right? It had to have occurred because there's something about emasculating the man, right? The head of the household that gets everybody else to fall in line. Being that this is the year of the mother, the divine mother, there's no more falling in line because the ladies have taken over. The ladies have taken control. We have really stepped into, well, those of us who heard the call and had the ability to, right, have really stepped into our purpose. If you're watching me over on the YouTube side, hello, hello, hello. I see the comments going up, but I won't be able to respond until after the channeling. And yes, we're on TikTok and YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you want to hear more messages like this. You being here at this moment, being able to bear witness to this message, whether you're catching it live or whether you're catching it on the replay, is a testament that you survived something. What that something is, only you know, and we'll get into your specific messages and what you need to know. But being that you're here, know that you survived something big because you have a big purpose in this world. The attacks wouldn't be so heavy if you didn't have a big purpose in this world. You come from a generation, I almost said Orishas, a generation of people that had big purposes in this world. And because of them, you are here. Remember that when the night gets really dark and really cold and you're thinking about giving up, do not give up. They cannot break your soul. They cannot take your soul. And this full moon is not just the full moon in Aquarius. We had a Kazemi, right, with Jupiter, Leo, being in the heart of the sun, sending Leos especially. But anybody who is adamant about standing in their divinity, extra courage, extra light, extra whatever you need to continue along your journey. We are in the Lionsgate portal. We are in a moment of time where any and everything can happen. You just got to call it into being. You just got to call it in and say, this is what I want. We did say we weren't going to use this moon for manifesting, but we are using it for declaring and decree it. So declare it right now in the comments. What are you manifesting? What have you broken free from? And once you say it, once you put it out there to the universe, know that there's no looking back. There is no turning back. If nobody has told you already, you've made it. It may not look like it, but you have already won. Not just the divine feminine, but the divine masculines, because we work and we walk together. We are not the generation where we were accepting things and just laying down and taking it. No, we give it right back. Your ancestors have fought long and hard and continue to fight long and hard to protect you, defend you, and guide you along this journey of manifesting that beautiful, beautiful dream you have into your reality. For those of you who are thinking of giving up, or you know somebody that was thinking of giving up, send them this message. They can't break you unless you allow it. Unless you lay down and just take it. Get up and fight back. One of the biggest messages of the buck moon, and I'm just hearing Nuck if you buck, and if you know the song, you know the vibe that it brings. You are the generation, you are the peoples, regardless if you're in your 40s or you just turned 20, that can televise the revolution, that can bring the change, that can overturn the apple cart, as they say. If you choose for the collective or just for yourself, you have the power and the ability within you, not only to manifest your dreams into your reality, but to manifest for your entire bloodline. If you should choose, you are the one that's exacting justice in your bloodline for the people that couldn't. You are the one that is living your ancestors' dreams. Come through, Henriette. For those of you who don't know, Henriette is my great great grandmother, right? And why the business is named Henriette's Dreams, right? AKA HD. She was a very, very famous mambo in her time, very much for the people. And I am living her dream just like you are. Make your ancestors proud today, okay? Now, for those of you who want to hear about love and other things, probably that will come through in the messages because we're going to get into the collective message. But I keep hearing two songs, right? That You Won't Break My Soul by Beyonce and Nuck If You Buck by Crime Mob, right? I feel like they're on two sides of the spectrum. Let that be your anthem. Let that be your battle cry. Let that be that battery in your back that helps you manifest your dreams into your reality. Beautiful dreamers, you can do it. You can pull it off. That being said, let's get into today's message. That was very off, I don't want to say off brand, but usually spirit doesn't come through like that. But I guess somebody in the collective needed to hear that. But let's see what this full moon is bringing the collective. We had it at 10:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What else does the collective need to know about this full moon in Aquarius? Feel free to put any thoughts, feelings, questions you're having in the chat, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm done with the channeling. If you'd like your personal message about what the full moon is bringing you, the link is in the bio. I set it up so when you go to my webpage, just go to the two lines and you'll see where to book your live reading. Ooh, we'll leave those just like that. We'll leave those just like that. How are you guys doing, by the way? Thank you for spending this part of your day, this part of your afternoon, right? Whatever time it is by you, with me, Spirit, and the Soul Tribe. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know on this Wednesday? Wednesdays are ruled by Mercury. This is why the message is so strong, right? So fuerte, right? Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday? It is also historically a twin flame day, right? 29 is the number, oh, okay, of twin flame union. And let's get one from the Kipper deck. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know on this Wednesday? What else does the collective need to know? All right. I pray that everybody who is here gets a whatever they need to get to assist them along their journey, whatever message they need to hear to assist them along their journey. Ashe. So today, wanted to fly out, right, with 10. 10 means the completion of the cycle and the beginning of a new one. Your journey has officially started. Those changes, even though it doesn't look like it. Some of you are still very much in the thick of the storm and you don't even see a way out, but your way out is already planned. You might as well go ahead and celebrate. Congratulate yourself for freeing yourself from everything and everyone that's been keeping you from manifesting your dreams into your reality, keeping you from that next level, that next chapter, your happily ever after, because that's where you're heading. There goes those sunglasses again. What else does the collective need to know? We'll take these as well. The devil and the fourth house, the house of home. We heard a lot of bippity boppity boo being done on the collective to try to stop you. I just heard they tried to steal your spark. Now they're going to get consumed by the flame. Anybody who's been doing bippity boppity boo, specifically if you know or felt like somebody was doing black magic, santeria, you know, Ovia, against you, they are going to receive the very thing that they prayed for you. Whatever, especially if you are a divine feminine, the switch has been flipped. The tables have turned. Even though it doesn't look like it yet, it has. So when you start hearing about this happening to that person and that happening to this person, your intuition will tell you immediately why they're going through the things that they're going through. Whoever tried to disturb your stability, some of you have people that not only did they go out of their way to disturb your stability, right, to prevent you from finding that job, prevent you from moving up, prevent you from having that stability, prevent your business from growing, they would come around and say, hey, how you doing? Is everything okay? Oh, no. Oh, wow, that's so sad, and go about their business. They took great pleasure in watching you suffer, and that's why that spark they tried to take has turned into a flame. It has turned into an inferno that is going to turn their whole world incinerate. Not turn their whole world upside down, incinerate. I'm here to burn it to the ground. That rage, that anger, that negative energy they kept sending your way, all of that is returning back to them. So whoever world you see burns down to the ashes, I would say send sorrows and prayers, but they're just facing the repercussions of their actions. So you can do whatever you choose to do at that moment. Just know the hard time It's just about over. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. Just because the switch has been flipped doesn't mean it happens overnight. It's still going to take some time, but within the next 2 weeks, within the next 3 weeks, definitely before the next full moon, you should feel a lot lighter. You should see things moving a lot smoother. And you will know who did what based on what's going on in their life. Next, we have message in the bottle. These things are going to fall in your lap. You won't have to go looking for it. It's almost going to happen accidentally because I'm seeing that, especially if they are a Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, they're going to try to hide the fact that their world is falling apart, but you can't hide a fire. Mm-mm. When they come in to apologize, do with that as you may, right? We're told that forgiveness is for us and not for the other person. But if you're on a serious journey of embracing your spirituality and walking the walk you're supposed to walk, then yeah, you are supposed to forgive them, but it's up to you. And just because they ask for forgiveness or repent or try to make things right, it doesn't correct all the wrongs that they did. Because it's not like for them to be experiencing this, it's not like they did one wrong or two wrong. This is somebody who threw their whole arsenal at you because you wouldn't fall in because you wouldn't fall in line. This is why they made that connection to buck breaking. Somebody literally went out of their way. This feels like a masculine energy. It could be a feminine because this is very forceful too, right? That literally tried to break you, that literally tried to embarrass you, humiliate you, right? Because buck breaking was a humiliation ritual. That's not what they called it, but that's what it is. This person tried to humiliate you, have you lose everything so they could have the bragging rights to say that they did it. They're the ones that brought you to your knees, but you never fell down. You may have stumbled, but you never fell down. Going back to that message we got a couple of weeks ago, where they specifically brought up Ring Around the Rosie, ashes, ashes, we all, no, baby, they all fall down. Whoever came against you, for some of you, it's family, had no business coming against you, had no business being jealous of your light. You were born with your gifts just as you were born to do what you do. Yeah, you may have gone to school or a trade school or got a certificate or just because you know you need this in order to do what God has put you on this earth to do. This person thought that they were God, that they could interfere with your destiny. They had chance after chance after chance to change, to repent, to do things another way, and they didn't. So whatever happens next is whatever's supposed to happen next. And it all started today. Prepare for radical shifts and changes, not just in your life, but on the collective level as well. You can't keep good people down. You can't keep going against the will of the Most High and think that that's going to go unchecked. You'll have ample opportunity to correct yourself, but there comes a time where it's said that enough is enough. Next, we have, my goodness, building blocks, heart chakra, waves, longing, and distant horizons. I like this for you guys, and I'm going to tell you why. This is the embodiment of all the hard work you've been putting in, paying off. I know it doesn't look like it for some of you. Some of you are like, Etta, how? How? This is happening, that's happening. It's okay. Because now that that switch is flipped, you will find that everything automatically falls into place with this heart chakra, center of love, compassion, kindness, right? And we know the heart chakra not only tied to love, but it's tied to our money, our abundance. This is why we did so much work over the past couple of weeks to make your heart lighter than a feather. So when this time came and those abundance, that prosperity, those wishes, those those answered prayers start flooding in, you would be able to withstand the storm that comes along with it, because a lot of people are going to be calling you everything but a child of God, because they can't understand how they did this and they did that and they did this and they did that, and they went to go see this person and that Baba and they did this and went to the cemetery, but you're still standing. That means you're the devil incarnate. You have to be some kind of high witch or high warlock to be able to withstand what they threw against you. So they're going to come even harder to see if what they're seeing is true or just luck. It's just who you are. Some of you are witches, some of you are warlocks. No shade. That's just who you are and what you do. And even that doesn't give anybody the right to attack you. It doesn't. And the harder they come, is the harder they fall. And as they're sitting on their ass wondering, why me? Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? A lot of times when people are put in that point where they're on their ass screaming, what did I do to deserve this? Try to figure out why they're going through so much, they forget about the candles they lit. They forgot about the incantations they said using your name, using your image, using your DNA. This is retribution for things that happened years ago. A year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago for some of you. They're going to see you celebrating. Forget that feast being prepared in the presence of your enemies, right? It's going to be more than a feast. It's going to be night after celebration for you, never giving up faith and passing the persistency test. They're going to see you embark on this journey of happily ever after and watch you literally become untouchable, unfuckwithable, and unbreakable. Next, we have peace, right? And that was the first card that flew out to let you know, well, this is not peace, this is here and now. But this represents the peace that they're going to have to watch you enjoy. You fought for this. You fought for this moment. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here. This message wouldn't apply to you. You would have just kept scrolling and going about your day. They tried to break you and fail. Now they're going to have to see you win. After win, after win, after win, after win with a privileged lady. Talk your shit. Pop your collar. Do what you need to do as you walk with your head held high because you did it. You, my dear, have won. I mean, I look like it, and I'm going to keep saying that because some of you, again, are in the thick of it. But it happened. You have officially started your healing journey, your winning journey, your journey of peace, prosperity, and answered prayers. Do some act of gratitude for your guides, your ancestors. Put a little cup of Bustelo on the altar for me. Say thank you for all of the things that they've done. Some of you, that missed bus, and this is going to go over some of your heads, but I'll say it anyway. That bus that you missed prevented you from being in an accident, a really bad one. However your life is showing up for you right now, say thank you. The ancestors are coming through very, very heavy, and I don't know whose ancestors want that Bustelo, but they're being adamant about it, and you know who you are. Okay. Next, we have sixth house, the house of health. Some of you, your health has been a little wonky because you've been so stressed over this happening and that happening and things falling apart. Things fall apart to come together. And they're about to come together in a very, very, very beautiful way. You just keep doing what you're doing. You just keep showing up. Fork in a road and a leg up. This really wanted to come out sideways before. I don't know how it got. Somebody, because it's not for the collective, somebody still doesn't believe, and that's fine. They say seeing is believing, but it's really, you got to believe it before you see it. You got to believe that prayer is answered soon as it leaves your lips. What do they say about faith being the thing of things not seen or something like that? Everything with this face card and TikTok, you can't see it. Oh, yeah, you can see it a little bit, right? Everything is falling into place. It's going to take a little bit more time for those wrongs to be made right, but it's happening. Lastly, we have to the sea. Shout out to the water spirits because they've been heavy, heavy, heavy around for the past few days, right? Whether we're talking about Yamaya or La Sirene or other water deities. If you work with them, work with them. 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m. No earlier, no later. Midday is the best. Okay? Okay. JC, JG's, JC. Oh, that's for somebody in particular. Heaven is not reached by a single bound, but we build the ladder by which we rise. And we build that ladder rung by rung, step by step. You guys are getting there. Now. When it comes back, it's got to come full circle to this masculine. If you know you had a masculine, especially if they're a Capricorn, Pisces, what else did they say? Heavy on the Capricorn and Pisces, right? That specifically went out of their way so you wouldn't move on, you wouldn't ascend, they would keep you stuck, and they've been watching you. Like I feel like somebody's watching me. That's a little eerie. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Somebody, I don't know which one of you lovely babies did it by accident, it's okay, knows that you work with me. And they've been trying to figure out how we were able to do what we did. But God, but God, I'm just a intermediary. I'm just a medium, right? A channel, right? A disciple helping you along your journey. Somebody's really trying to figure out how you're still standing. You might be wobbling, you might be bruised, right? You might be in that, what's that, that Ten of Wands energy, right? With the bandage on your head, but you're still winning. By mere notion of you surviving, you're still winning. And this main man and this privileged lady, right? This divine couple coming together, right? 1, 2, 1. Right? They're going to have to watch you have that happily ever after with somebody else. Somebody else who's not going to try to bippity boppity boo you or put you through a humiliation ritual. We don't talk about that enough, by the way. Because some of you are dealing with people that are not doing the bippity boppity boo, but they're going to do the most to see how much you're going to take and still stick around. They're going to see how much they can disrespect you and you allow it. You make excuses for them and still stick around. Let them go because you do have a good partner in the future for you, literally in the cards for you. You're not supposed to suffer, especially if you have this great mission, right? We always say healers need protectors and protectors need work, right? See the situation for what it is. Now that you have received this message, as I look up to the clock and it says 2:11, right? When you go to bed tonight, you are going to get some type of download. You are going to get some type of revelation. If you don't, send me a DM and we'll find out what's wrong. The way today is set up, the way the energy is flowing, the way the ancestors are around me now, You're going to get the exact blueprint that you need to follow from here on out. Follow it. Don't let ego or needing to scratch an itch. Hello. Some of my spiritual girlies, I'm going to put you out there. Oftentimes, that need to scratch an itch or need to be rubbed up against somebody gets you exactly in this position. Have you dealing with a warlock that tries to wrap you up? Wrap it up. This is a good time, a good moment. You're not going to want to hear this. To practice celibacy. As you go through this transition, showing the Most High that you have the discipline, that you won't let your flesh get the best of you like it has repeatedly. And that's for somebody in particular. That's not for everybody. Somebody's flesh, and I get it. Oh, baby, I get it. Right? As someone with a very, very, or I should say, an overactive first and second chakra, I get it. But that type of exchange that you like having should only be held with sacred partners, or else you're going to find yourself in the same very position that you were delivered out from. This was the lesson to be learned. And if you don't learn it, you'll just go through the same cycle while the rest of us get to enjoy our happily ever after. For some of my guys, some of you are stuck to people that you have no business being with because that itch. They got your drawers buried in the backyard and you don't even know, right? They got your hair clippings somewhere and you didn't even know when they had the opportunity to do these things. You'd be surprised how far people go. So if you have a higher spiritual calling, now that the slate has been wiped clean, because we heard that yesterday, you got to start moving a little differently, right? You can still play your reindeer games, but make sure the game is being played on your terms and not theirs. Make sure you're not caught slipping. Make sure you protect your neck. Don't end up like John the Baptist, okay? Okay. Let's get into the messages for the signs, and I think we're going to pull kippers. I don't think we've done that before. So we're going to get the kippers back in order and then pull a message for each zodiac sign, starting with Leo and going to Cancer. So if you have any questions about anything that's popping up, I don't think anybody requested a reading. So if one isn't requested, we're going to wrap up after we do the collective for each zodiac sign. My goodness, that was heavy. And that buck breaking keeps replaying like as a vision, right? People going out of their way to, and the person that's watching that doesn't want to say anything, how you doing? How you doing, boo? Who sent you? Just don't watch. Like, feel free to talk. We don't bite unless you want us to. That being said, all right, let's pull out this deck as we refresh this deck. Holy Spirit, what do the signs need to know? I look down and I see Ebony Angel. Now, you know when I start carrying on like that, it ain't me. Like, whenever the ancestors come through, your peoples, because this is not all my people, but when your peoples come through, we have a good time and pray that the censors don't get us, right? We don't get into too much trouble. Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to know? Might tell a joke, won't tell a lie. What else does the collective need to know on this Wednesday? And I feel like Wednesdays and Fridays, some Mondays, but definitely Wednesdays, are the spiciest. I blame Mercury and Shango. What do the signs need to know according to their sun, moon, and or rising, or the sun, moon, and or rising of the person that they are thinking of? Let's give this a quick cut. What does the collective need to know? Thank you. Starting with Leo, the sign of the hour, because not only is it Leo season, not only is it the Lionsgate portal. Hold on. Gotta drink some agua. My goodness. Jupiter is in Leo, bringing mostly the mutable signs, but everybody that has some kind of Leo placement or prominent Jupiter placement, a boost to their luck and ability to manifest things. Really look at your second house. We talked about this before, right? Your second house, your eighth house. Look at where Saturn is. Ooh. For those of you who were curious about how karma is going to show up for the people that did you wrong, look at where your Saturn is. And if your Saturn is reverse, 10 exit. So if your Saturn is in your second house, the house that's traditionally ruled by Taurus, right? So it's your personal house of finances, stability, and right, those things. That's where the inferno is going to be for that person. Your Saturn shows up your Saturn reveals how karma shows up for the people that wronged you. Put it in the chat. Let's talk about that some more. Leo, Sun, Moon, and or rising with this Four of Baskets, which is the Four of Cups. When we see this in traditional tarot, it's the person that has the three cups and it's being stubborn about the fourth cup. This moment is a moment of self-reflection. Now that you've been set free, now that you have been clean, baptized. Some of you are baptized in spirit and don't realize it yet. What are you going to do? How are you going to move forward? How do you want to move forward? Make it clear and be open to how it shows up. That is further clarified about concern, right? That 33 confirming a lot of you have ascended to that other level, that higher level of consciousness and awareness. Going back to what was said in the collective about playing reindeer games, just make sure you play on your terms. Make sure you move on your terms. What's right, wrong, that's up to you, baby. You decide. You're the captain of the ship. Where we going? Virgo, sun, moon, and or rising. What are we doing for your birthday, Virgo? Right? Ooh. Ugh. The devil coming out twice kind of makes me shudder a little bit, because who is this mad at you? It could be a Virgo, or you, Virgo, could be under spiritual attack. Why are they so mad? Because it feels like you have just been living life, doing things on your term. Some of you are partners with a Virgo, and that partnership is pissing people off. Let them, let them. Let them do what they do. Let them say what they say. Do your very best not to react, not to respond, and let the chips fall as they may. That is further clarified by toil and labor, confirming to keep doing what you're doing. Don't look left, don't look right, don't look back. You know what's going on behind you, but guess what? It's going on behind you. You've already heard earlier in the collective that they can't touch you no more. They can try, but you have reached, a lot of you, I can't say all of you, but a lot of you have reached the point where you're untouchable. You're unfuckwithable, right? Sing a song, do a dance, celebrate. Libra, sun, moon, and or rising with the two of coins, which is the two of pentacles, going back to reindeer games too, right? But making that hard decision tonight. Tonight. Some of you have gotten this message in your personal readings this week, that there's that hard decision. Here is what it is. Are you going to do this, or are you going to do that? There's no more straddling the fence. There's no more towing the line. Because that ship that you're supposed to go on, that's heading to your favorite destination, is about to leave without you. Chop, chop, Libra. That is further clarified by message of concern. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Well, if that's the case, just decide and deal with the repercussions, because you'll find that once you decide, everything falls into place. And it's actually Feels like for some of you, especially if you are a Libra sun or rising, the thing you're worried about is the least of your concerns. Like it has already been taken care of. Do a demonstration of your faith by making that hard decision and watch how beautifully things actually work out for you. Scorpio, sun, moon, and or rising. Ooh, hey Scorpio, with this nine of baskets, that nine of cups. When we see this in traditional tarot, it's the man that's sitting with his arms folded, surrounded by all of the cups, right? Wanting for nothing. And you deserve this, Scorpio, sun, moon, and or rising. I just heard for some of you who are super single, you have a Scorpio coming in that's going to change your view on relationships as I look up and see 222 to confirm. Some of you, especially the super single folks, you're going to enter a relationship with someone. You could be a Scorpio. They're definitely a Scorpio. That's going to be that good match for you. Enjoy this when it happens. Enjoy this new season that is dawning for you, Scorpio, because you earned it after all of the ups and downs and the dark nights of the souls and the this and the that, and you're losing this and you're losing that. It's about to get a lot better. It's about to go down. Further clarified by unexpected income, unexpected blessings, unexpectedly things falling together serendipitously. Or Scorpio. I don't want to hear y'all complaining about nothing. Just trust the process and know everything is working out for you. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and or rising, of course, right? With the Empress. I love this, not just because I'm a Sagittarius, but for Sagittarius altogether, right? Being in this energy of reaching that pinnacle, reaching that higher state, getting the rewards for your efforts, especially if you are a Sagittarius sun like me or a Sagittarius rising, knowing that everything for you as well is falling into place. Most especially, duly so if you are on the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. Empress is further clarified by high honors. That speaks for itself, a confirmation of you being celebrated by the entire universe for hanging in there. Capricorn, sun, moon, and or rising. Being asked to look at things for a different perspective. If you are dealing with the Pisces, looking at them from a different perspective. This is a moment of pause before you start your journey of forward movement, wish fulfillment, and answered prayers. That is further clarified by despair. As bad as it seems, and you are the people that spirit kept referring to when they kept saying it may not look like it. Some of you are still in the thick of the storm. Some of you are still in the thick of it. Capri Suns and risings. It will get better. That change, which is 32, and 32 is 5, and 5 is the number of change, that change you're seeking is going to come in. Just keep showing up, doing the work, and standing in faith, doing what you are guided to do, especially those of you who are going to get the download tonight about your blueprint. Receive it. Write it down. Write it down. When you wake up, whatever time you wake up, write down that vision so you don't forget it. Aquarius, sun, moon, and or rising with the six of baskets, which is the six of cups now. The six of cups can talk about reunions and people coming back together, but with the full moon being in your sign, the very things that they tried to break you with, try to humiliate you with, is the ground that you planted your firm seeds on. You firmly planted seeds in, and those seeds will yield good fruit, good harvest. Going back to what was said about the tares in the wheat, I don't remember what verse that is in the Bible, but that came up yesterday, right? You planting your fields and doing your work, and somebody coming like a thief in the night, throwing those bad seeds to spoil your crops, to spoil your progress, to spoil your forward movement. They're going to see that your crops not only do well, but exceedingly and abundantly well. For some of you, that this message is for, it's not even if you're an Aquarius. This is what the Aquarius full moon is bringing you. That is further clarified by thoughts. What are you creating? What have you planted? What have you wished for? Start reflecting on those things, especially those of you who did the 13 wishes during last winter's solstice. Start preparing for those wishes to manifest into your reality. Pisces, sun, moon, and or rising with the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles. For those of you who have been talking to the water spirits, working with the water spirits, they have heard you and have received your request. Just make sure your heart is as light as a feather. The waters can heal you, but they can also harm you. The things you're asking for, the things that you are manifesting, yeah, your guides are in agreement. Just start showing up as the person who's not only worthy of receiving it, but can steward it. And if you haven't, definitely cut off the people, places, and things that are not on a similar spiritual journey. Do not think or have your ego have you into thinking that you are so far along your journey, all of your friends will just fall in line. A lot of those so-called friends have already served their purpose and they're not supposed to go with you any further. For some of you, you won't even get your blessings until you're able to fully stand on your own and make that change and those cycles so your guides can bring you what they're supposed to bring you, what you've been asking for. Aries, sun, moon, and or rising. Six of Wands, very jovial energy, right? The energy of winning. You're a winner, Aries. You've always have been. Even when you were losing, you were winning. Going back to the bus, right? Some of you missing the bus and avoiding the accident. Expect things to go well. Notice how all the signs are sort of similar because it reinforces the energy that we started with. You've reached a point where you're unbreakable. So far, Capricorn needs to hang in there just a little tiny bit longer. But most of you so far, yeah, you're at the gates of your winning season. Further clarified by marriage, that celebration, right? Some of you are getting married, right? By Aries season. That's for somebody in particular. You could be a Pisces or a Taurus dealing with a Pisces or a Virgo dealing with a Leo. Aries season 2027 is going to be very, very special for you. Write that down somewhere so you can come back and talk about it because I won't remember. Aries, that balance you're seeking is already here. Do not worry, do not fret, do not stress. That 11th hour miracle is about to come through. Taurus, sun, moon, and or rising. Confirming what was said about Aries season 2027. If you are a Taurus, sun, moon, and or rising, write it down somewhere. Put it in your notes now. I got to follow up with Etta because she said well, not me, but she channeled that with the full moon in Aquarius, Aries season was going to bring me that partnership, is going to bring me that partnership. Start preparing for it. In the very least, it's going to bring you that level of stability. Having your destiny helpers around so you want for nothing. Having the whole universe conspire to make sure that you want or need for nothing. Having your family Enjoy the fruits of your labor. You were the generational curse breaker, so that every generation that comes after you doesn't have to know struggle, doesn't have to know lack, doesn't have to know the things that you had to know and you had to go through. Sometimes people say you are so strong and they have no idea what it took to get you here. That's okay. The Most High does, and you will be greatly rewarded for your efforts. That is further clarified by the main female, the divine feminine, Empress energy. Doubly so if you have Sagittarius placements, especially in your first house, your eighth house, or your Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Prepare to be like the Queen of England and one for nothing. Have the whole universe wait on you, hand and foot. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and or rising with the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Knives, with her fancy self looking like a vigilante. Whoever you cut off, whoever you establish that boundary with, do not change it for nothing. You've been getting the messages, right? It's in your sign. Aces are divinely guided instances, right? And in your instance, in this case, you've been getting the downloads. You've been seeing the visions. You know who's who and what's what. And you've been moving accordingly. Don't let loyalty or because we're family or because of any other earthly label you want to put on it get you to back down from your word. No, double down on your word, Gemini. Double down on those boundaries. And you know why? You're building something that nobody in your circle has ever built. You're going somewhere that nobody that you know has ever been. So they don't have advice for you. They just have a million and one ways to keep you back from doing what you were put on this earth to do. Do not let them. Trust your vision, trust your intuition, and do not let your ego get the best of you. Last but not least, Cancer. Sun, Moon, and or rising with the Four of Knives, which is the Four of Swords. This energy of going within, reflecting, especially now that you received the message. Some of you, while you were on listening to the live, heard a little in your ear. You got a vision, you got a something, you heard a song, and you instantly know what you guys were trying to tell you. Follow that guidance. That's further clarified by false person, especially when it comes to that person you were thinking of. Going back to what was said about the new moon we experienced earlier in this month, if your person wasn't back by the new moon, give or take a day, yeah, you got to leave them behind, which is not to say that they're going to stay behind, right? Because there's always possibilities. Always, always, always possibilities. This is just a snapshot in time. And right now, they can't go where you're going. They're not eligible to go where you're going. Okay? That is the message. Whew. My goodness. I need some more water. And if anybody makes you feel crazy for feeling the feelings that you feel, cut them off. Let's see what's going on the YouTube side. Well, hello, Treble Clef. Hello, hello, hello. Krista, happy full moon. Blessings indeed. Buccaneering, right? And you know that word cracker is not because of a saltine cracker. I can't even say that. But you know where I'm going with that. This girl, Lay. Hi, Layla. Happy Mercury Day indeed. Treble clef. I'm manifesting life and freedom. No lover, no nothing. Complete freedom. I hear you. Manifesting and calling in all that was taken. This is the season. This is the moment, Miss Nicole. This is the moment. Hey, Neek. Hey, New Heart on the other side. Not laying down a tick. Not. I hear that. We are fighting back tooth and nail, hands and feet. Mm-mm-mm. Sela, indeed. Ooh, Treble Clef, I love your vibe. Do stick around more often. I love your vibe. Oh, you guys on the Jupiter side, on the YouTube side, huh? Clock it, spirit, I receive it. The Most High is holding my hand, teaching me how to walk through the fire and not get burned. Indeed, Jupiter, whimsical Pisces, as the people start arguing outside. How are you, Neek? Let's see what you guys are chit chatting about on the TikTok side. Hi, Louise. Hi, Honeybee. Morty. Ebony Honey. Hello, hello, hello. Alejandro. Hello, hello, hello. Gloria. Hello. Miss K. Thank you guys for spending this part of your day with Spirit, Me, and the Soul Tribe. I truly, truly appreciate it. Mars. Mars, how are you doing? How's everything going on in your neck of the woods? That storm that was by you was by me last night. I tell ya. Boogie woogie woogie. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Guillotine Creations. How are you? How are you? And Saturn signs, they should, but do they? No. Hi, Velma. You know who came to mind when you sang Ashes, Ashes? Homegirls from my old school. You'd be surprised. Like you said, old school, whether it's high school, college, elementary school, you'll be surprised how long people hold grudges. It baffles me how these grudges could go on for 10, 20, 30, 40, like forever until like death do us part. Some people, purr, because God is my strength indeed. Boogie, woogie, woogie. I think it's your grandpa because yeah. So definitely that cup of Bustelo, he would enjoy it. Very much so. Honeybee, I'm not even going to say that out loud. I just appreciate your got me stuttering. I appreciate your honesty. Alejandro, you already know what you gotta do. I tried to play you in the back. Listen, the way TikTok is dragging me these days, I can do nothing but throw up my hands and just say, you know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't. Whether I get 300 views or 3 million views, whether people catch the live or they catch it on the replay, they're gonna catch me when they need to. They're gonna catch they're gonna catch the vibe. They're gonna meet up with me when they need to. JQ with Soul, that information is in my profile. It's 22. Lisa, I'm so grateful. Our readings are usually a bit calmer, but always around the full moon and the new moon, or in certain other cosmic happenings, when the ancestors and guides, your guides, come through, they make sure they don't leave without everybody getting something that they need to assist them along their journey. Hi, Oya. How are you? Oh, my Saturn is in Pisces 6. Let them try. Lande, the way I was thinking about you today. How are you, my love? Especially the scarf, the mouchoir. We got to talk about that. Don't love that for a sec, right? Hi, Toya. It feels like you came just in time. And if you missed any part of the messages, it is posted to my YouTube immediately after we click off the live. I've actually been sleeping good last few nights, right? Especially since that neighbor has gone bye-bye, right? Right? Sacred Vibes, I believe by the time you came in, Scorpio was definitely done. I've been hearing Princess and the Frog almost. That definitely fits because that message came through over the weekend. Hi, Linda. Happy full moon indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I would say tomorrow is a good day to do your money works, Ebony Angel, but it is now under the energy of the waning moon, right? So you don't want to start anything, but you definitely could use the energy to banish, right? Let the cycle go with any blocks, any obstacles to your abundance. Tomorrow would be a good time during the first Jupiter hour of the day. So at sunrise, even better if you could go tell it to the ocean, tell it to the sea. If you can't, you can't. Tell it to a tree, right? Or just do what you're going to do at your altar during the Jupiter hour, but not to call in to remove blocks. Hi, Tracy. I have to sample the product sometimes. I mean, I don't see. You're the one I was talking about when I said I get it, because the overactive first and second shock. I get it. Like I understand. I understand. Hey, Newhart. Anytime, anytime, anytime. JQ, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before we wrap up, any questions, thoughts, feelings, anything you want to add about anything that came out on the live? Hi, Miss Green. My beautiful, beautiful YouTube people, we're going to end this now as we wait for TikTok's comments. I pray my YouTube followers have an amazing day that's filled with peace, prosperity, protection, blessings, and everything that makes your heart smile. It is Wednesday. Enjoy your day and celebrate